Hey guys, how are we going today? Hope we're all having a lovely day. Doing something a little bit different for today's video, and I'm going to take you on a little bit of a journey in a minute. So the past couple of days I've been doing a lot of cleaning and reorganizing around the house. I have also been putting together some new furniture that I've bought to help organize the house a little bit better. So today I'm going to be doing a reorganization and general clean of my beauty area. So I have been noticing lately being stuck inside a lot more. There is a lot more dust around the house, and I've always found that my beauty table is always dusty and covered in powder. So I'll be reorganizing a few things around here today, and yeah, thought I'd show you what's happening. So I'm going to show you guys quickly what everything is currently looking like. I'm going to set up the camera in an area where we'll be able to see everything. I'm going to film, pretty much my general reorganizing, cleaning, reshuffling some furniture. There'll probably be a fair bit that I cut out so it doesn't take too long. I'll probably be here for a few hours, and then yeah, I'll show you what it all looks like in the end. So let's go through and see what we're looking at. Okay, so this is my general beauty area set up in my bedroom. So we can see things are lovely and messy at the moment. So over here we have, my table, my setup, my mirror, everything else. This little unit beside it, I did originally have set up there so that, any body products or any, things like some wipes I've got there, a little jewelry box. I've got my beautiful plants, candle and salt lamp right beside it, which is really lovely. I've got my general beauty table here, which is nice and messy at the moment. So the thing I'm having issues with at the moment is the level of clutter, and it's the kind of stuff that literally just gets shuffled from either the desk to my bed when I want to sit down and do my makeup or film, and then at the end of every day it gets shuffled back there. So I thought there's got to be a better option, and this corner in here has always been an issue of mine, just because of the way that I have the setup here with my bedside table and the desk here, that I'd always envisioned having maybe a nice chair or something in there to sit on, but there's just no way to get in there. So it's kind of just become a little bit of a storage space. I do like having all of my dressing gowns and robes hanging up there. I have 2 for summer, 2 for winter, and 1 for in between. I'll probably have to remove at least one of those hooks, if not both of them, depending on how it looks with the new storage unit I do have to go in there. The llama box on top I have gotten recently, and I just absolutely love it. I'm creating a little bit of a self-care box there as well. The wooden box underneath I use for storage at the moment. I got it for Christmas, in a little bit of a hamper, and I absolutely love it. I, can turn it around and have just the blank side showing, so I thought that would be really nice on there. But the box underneath is just a massage mat, which I really love. I don't use it that often, and I think because it is stuck in the corner there, so I'm going to try and find somewhere better to put that. And also underneath my area here, I do have a couple of boxes for things in there as well, so they'll definitely be being moved out. I don't know whether I'll be keeping them or getting rid of them, not quite sure. I'm not really going to go through any of my drawers today, just because they are pretty neat and tidy, but it's mainly everything just on top that is becoming a nightmare. I do have, my basket with my makeup that's in my challenge. I have, jewelry up here that I wear, my clock, over this side I have my, makeup brushes, my perfumes, little bits and pieces. All of my palettes sit up here, and dirty makeup brushes in here. So it's pretty much just getting very frustrating with everything that needs to be reshuffled on an almost daily basis. And it's a little bit of a waste of space in that corner there. Now, one of the issues I am going to have is because I do have my TV and DVD player up here, there are only 2 power points in the room. One is over the other side of the room behind me, and the second one is actually behind this unit in here, which makes it very difficult because depending on where I put everything, this first set of Alex drawers may not sit flush with the wall and it will stick out. So there is only a limited amount of space in between my bed and the unit. So I'm going to have to come up with something creative, even if I shuffle everything over. I do have a little bit of space here that I can move this over, but I think it's going to be a little bit like a game of Tetris, just to see what fits in where and what I can make work where. Now, I can't put the table in the corner because then I won't be able to open any of the drawers in the left-hand side, and it will make things really awkward with sitting in there and getting in and getting out. So I'm going to actually move this little white unit in between over just behind where I'm standing. I'm going to set the camera up on that, and then I'll be back in a second. I'm going to clear all of this stuff off and put it somewhere else, and then I will pick up again. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the setup. It is pretty much basically what I had before, but just with a new unit in the corner, which was kind of what I was after anyway. The only concern that I have is that I don't think I'll be able to fit the little cube unit back in the space that's still there. I had originally planned to move them completely over and then have the power points in between the gap. in the 2 units, but when I've pulled it out, I've remembered there's also a TV aerial point down there as well. So because that one actually sticks out about that far too from the plug, I wouldn't be able to move it that way unless I moved the chest of drawers over there and moved the table further along, which I didn't particularly want to do because the table actually sits out about that far further than, well, probably about that far further than the chest of drawers, and having that right when you walk through the doorway, if I can pick it up and see. So there's the doorway there. Let's have a look here. You can see there that it does stick out there a fair way, and it would basically bring it to right down here where that mark is, where that, you know, floorboard joint is, and it just wouldn't look very nice coming in the door there. So I'm pretty happy with that. It is pretty much exactly what I'd originally wanted to start with. The only other change that I'm going to have to make is changing my extension cord from my bedside lamp over to the power point on the other side of the room, which I think will actually work out better because there's a shorter distance that it will actually have to go than stretching all the way around there. And I am going to have an electrician come in within the next few weeks and put another power point in on that side of the bed as well. So I'm going to chuck a few bits and pieces back around. I'll see whether or not I have the space for the little cube unit. If not, I don't necessarily think that I'll need it with what I have there now. There's more than enough shelves there, but we'll see how we go. The space does look a little bit empty, so if I don't end up putting it back there, I might get like a stand to put a pot plant in to put it there, or I might move the chest of drawers back over a little bit. I could go either way at the moment. I probably will move the chest of drawers back over because right now it is sticking out right in the doorway there. So let me fiddle around with a few bits and pieces. I will put everything back where it needs to go, and then I'll be right back to show you how it looks. Okay, so I am back. I've just finished putting together pretty much everything, putting it all back in place, sorting everything out. So let's go through and I'll show you what I've done. I did end up shuffling the chest of drawers over just a smidge, just so it's not quite on the door frame there. I was able to get this back in place, which I'm really happy about because I did need the few little extra shelves there, just for a couple of bits and pieces. I'll start over here first. So I've just hung up one of my dressing gowns just because with all of them there, it's a bit too much. Tidied up the bedside table. Obviously I've still got my cleaning products there as well. I've just popped all my jewelry up the top. So this is all just, my little stuff that I've get from little shops, nothing too expensive there. I've popped my clock, one of my plants, and my beautiful air diffuser up here. I got this one for my birthday last year, and it's the Very Mixed Berry by, well, there's no brand on it, but it's absolutely lovely. I've got my little bowl here with all of my different earrings in it. Kevin Aquan makeup book, a couple of plants on there, which I thought just, livened it up a little bit. And I have my big, beautiful candle here. Obviously, I don't have it lit at the moment, but when that one is lit, it's absolutely beautiful. I did end up putting the wooden box on the shelf sideways, just so that I could fit in the basket where I normally keep my empties and my purple mirror there. I popped the other mirror in there because it really just didn't seem to work well with everything else up here, and I've got my beautiful llama self-care box down the bottom. I've popped some products, like beauty products, on here and body things up here. Just stuff that I've had in the drawer that I really should be using because it's going to start going off. I was actually given a gift voucher, which I bought the almond milk and honey set, which didn't come with the scrub, but I did buy the scrub separately, and I just love the whole thing so much. I just love the box. I've always wanted to keep it in the box, but it was just always hidden, so I'd never use it. So I've popped a few of those there. I've put the makeup back over where it was because it was working really well for me. And you know, the only reason I really had it over that side was because I had like my jewelry and my clock over this side, and yeah, it fits better there. I have had until recently this palette and this one just pretty much sitting on the desk in front of it, and I did always want to have like all of my palettes just in one like palette holder. So I've reshuffled things a little bit, popped one of the palettes back in, like one of these little ones back in the second section. So it is in 3 sections. Was able to put that one in there. Took a couple of things out of boxes just to make a little bit more room. And now the only one that I have left is this one, which I took a couple of shades out of that. There's a few more that I will look at depotting and just putting in my magnetic one. Aside from that, all the other makeup's staying the same. I do love having this little shelf unit here. I was a bit iffy about whether or not I was going to keep it there, but I think it fits really well. And, you know, it gives me a chance to put a couple of other plants there. There's not a lot of extra room left over on this shelf, and if I did put any more things on it or any more plants on it, it looked a bit too cluttered. So I am thankful to have that there. And also because that lamp, with the salt lamp there, I can plug it directly into the power board that I have up on top of there. If I was going to move it over onto the other shelf, I would have to run extension cords and double adapters from other extension cords, which isn't exactly safe. And I don't think the power cord would have stretched all the way behind the back. And I now only have that one power point, which is going to the power board as well. So it is a good spot for it there. I do really like having it there. And then that way, you know, there's not too many lamps in one corner, that, you know, it's kind of spread out a bit. I've also popped some, you know, smelly things, some wax melts, candles on that shelf there, which is really handy. I do have drawers full of them in the lounge room, but I do like having some in the bedroom just so that, you know, whenever I'm in here, I can pop some extras in there. So that's about it. Let me just walk over backwards and not fall over. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I'm really loving that corner now. I think it's just beautiful. Obviously it will look better once I get that rubbish off the beauty table as well, and I am just going to tidy up on the top near the TV as well. So really happy with that. Absolutely love how it's turned out, and it doesn't feel nearly as cluttered and messy and, I don't know, oppressive anymore. It was making me a little bit anxious with how messy and cluttered the top of that desk was. And now, like, everything's got its own place. I don't have to shuffle anything from one spot to another. It's just looking really good. So I hope you have enjoyed this one. I know it's not my usual kind of video, but yeah, if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to comment down below. But until then, I'll talk to you later. Bye.